Hi Gnomies, fellow climbers, welcome to Gnome Climbing. So I've decided to make a few climbing videos and I thought, where should I start? Well, climbing knot sort of sounds a good one. First time you ever go climbing, first time you turn up to a crag or a climbing wall, you'll be expected to tie into your harness. And so generally, the knot that most people introduced first time is to the figure of 8. So this is what I'll show you. So before we do that, I'll just show you the first start, which is a simple overhand knot. Now everybody can do those. You make a loop, you take the tail, pass it through the loop and pull it tight. Simple. And the figure of 8 starts exactly the same as that. So we make a loop. Now this time, instead of the tail going through there and pulling it tight, we're going to go all the way around and pass it through that way. And there you have it, the figure of 8. So I'll show you that again. You make a loop. The tail goes all the way around and through. The figure of 8. I'll show you a variation on tying that now. So again, you have your tail, and I'm going to have a tail roughly that sort of length, and that is the length which, if you're tying into your harness, is from your waist to the ground. So I lift up that like this, I take hold of this rope in my left hand and my 2 fingers are just going to pinch the tail end. Now from this point I twist the rope twice with my right hand. Once, twice. If I push down at this point with my right hand, the rope opens up to form a number 8. So I'll take the tail, which is in my fingers, bring it up and through from behind. If I then take hold of the tail and drop the rest, I have a figure of 8. I'll show you that again. The tail. Pinch. 1, 2, bring up the tail, through the back, take the tail, drop the rest. The figure of 8. Now, when do we use the figure of 8? Well, like I've already said, the main use for it will be tying into your harness. So let's show you how to do that. So measure from the ground up to my waist. This is the point at which we tie the knot. Make a loop all the way round and through. I'm just going to give myself a bit more length there by pulling through some more rope. Now, to tie into my harness, it's going to go through here and here. It always connects at 2 points, never through the belay loop. If you don't have specific points like this harness, you literally go through the waist belt and then through this part. Now all I'm going to do is, like I said, rethread. So this rope, the one that's gone through my harness, I'm just going to retrace it all the way through. So this goes through here. Follow the rope around. So up here and around. Through there, underneath these and around. Through there, underneath and around. And then back up through there. Now if I pull that tight, and I can redress it by making sure it's not crossing over at any point. If it is, I just twist the ropes around a little bit and fiddle with them until they're nice where I want them. Okay, I'm happy with that. Now generally I would bring this knot closer to my harness. I could leave it with this bit dangling, but most people prefer you to do what's called a stopper knot. Now for the stopper knot, which is a different knot, I'm just going to twist it around like that and do an overhand knot on the rope. Pull it tight up against the figure of 8. Now generally most people will do a double one of those, so I'll go once and twice and feed that up through there and pull tight. So then you have your figure of 8 and your stopper knot at the top. That keeps the rope nice and tidy and stops the rope being pulled through and the whole knot falling apart. In reality, that's highly unlikely to happen. You need an extreme force on a figure of 8 to actually manage to pull it through. So this knot, well, there were 2 knots there. I was only going to teach you the one, but I thought while I was there, may as well teach you the stopper knot. I can go into that again in detail on maybe another video. So let's just undo that again. So the other place that you might want to use a rethreaded figure of 8 is if you're setting up a belay. So setting up a belay, if we're using the rope to tie around a tree, for instance, always generally if it's a tree it needs to be a decent sized trunk and it needs to be an alive tree, not a dead tree. Check it, give it a rigorous bit of shaking, make sure it's not going to pull out of the ground or anything. At the end of the day, it's your life that's at stake. So make sure you've got enough tail when doing this one. So I'll do a figure of 8. There you have your figure of 8. Now imagine this is a tree. Not quite like a tree, but anyway. So I've wrapped this around the tree. Okay, it's gone around the tree, and now I'm just going to rethread it. So following this rope goes through there, around, finishing up here. So that's what we'll do. We'll go in there, and at every stage you can just check it. I'm just going to follow round. It goes round this way and through there. Then it goes around that way, before finally coming back through here. And there you have a rethreaded figure of 8. This tail is long enough to be left like that if you wanted to. But if you wanted to do a stopper knot, again, just wrap it around, wrap it around, wrap it around as many times as you like really, and then just feed it through all of those and then pull it up. Tight to your figure of 8. Simple as that. So I'll leave that one in there and go back to the other end, just as a recap. So going back to the first method of tying it, let's come a bit closer. make a loop. Take the tail, go around and back through. The figure of 8. The other method, 1, 2, bring up the tail, through, drop. The figure of 8. So here we are again, a bit more close up this time. So, the loop. Around and through. And again, we make the loop. Bring the tail around and pass through. The other method, 1 and 2, bring up the tail and through. And again, 1, 2, tail up and through. And here we have the rethread in a bit more close up. The tail has gone either around a tree for my belay or around my harness, and it comes back to follow this rope, so through here. Then around, following this one, up through here, follow around there, back through there. There you have it. So, gnomies and friends, thank you for watching. There shall be some more climbing videos in the future. The pink rope didn't work out so well, didn't show up the detail, so I think I'll use my blue rope next time. But anyway, thank you for watching, and remember the gnome climbing motto: climb until you can't climb anymore, and then climb some more. Bye bye.